Welcome to our top 10 worst of 2017 films. Now, for those of you who have watched our other one, we did a top 10, our top 10 best films of 2017. So now we're going to be looking at the top 10 worst films pieces of shit that we saw in 2017. Mm-hmm. So to basically kind of start things out, we're going to do honorable mentions for our
dishonorable
mentions in this case of films that didn't make our list, but they came close to it. So my number 5, I have King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. With number 4, I have The Snowman. Number 3, I have The Mummy. Number 2, I have Jeepers Creepers 3. And number 1, I have Chips.
Okay, and then for mine, I had a problem with this list because there was movies like 50 Shades Darker, The Mummy, The Circle, Jigsaw, and a couple others that should have been on the list, but it was too big. So here's starting off my top 5 dishonorable mentions that almost made my top 10 list. Number 5, The Snowman. Number 4, Wish Upon. Number 3, Flatliners. Number 2, Jeepers Creepers 3. And number 1, Sleepless.
Fair enough.
And if you don't remember Sleepless, that was that Jamie Foxx movie that came out at the very beginning of the year, and that movie was fucking... Oh my god, it was terrible. It's one of his worst movies, in my opinion.
But
yeah.
Well, and there was another film I didn't add to my list, but it almost came close to my list, which was Jigsaw. Yeah. But after thinking much about it, it would have to be probably like my top 20 worst films. So unfortunately, it didn't make the list.
Yeah. Starting with number 10.
So now we get to our official top 10 list, and now my number 10, I have Flatliners. Oh, talk about a film that... Yeah, I pretty much had a flatline after watching that movie.
I knew that movie was destined to fail from the beginning, but I thought there was at least some hope for average at best.
Yeah, because from the trailers, I didn't really get that it would probably be that bad, because I just thought, okay, it's probably just going to be a pointless remake. It just comes and goes.
It
was a lot worse.
What pissed me off about that film, thank God I saw a lot of shitty films or else it made my top 10. That was a big fuck you to Kiefer Sutherland to make him play somebody different from that character in the movie. You had an opportunity there and you made him play a totally different character. Fuck you.
Yeah, that was a big fuck you, because even Kiefer Sutherland himself was saying that the film was supposed to be a sequel, but it never comes into play.
It doesn't. Yeah, they've already revealed it didn't.
Yeah.
He plays a totally different person. And they said, we just did it for a homage. You could have fucking made it a sequel.
It could have made sense. I mean... But
there's so much other things wrong with the fucking film. The acting on some of these characters were annoying as fuck.
Especially that one dude, yeah.
Yeah,
And not just that, but it's a lot of lame shit that I really just was so, like, bored with.
And then it becomes a carbon copy.
Of really everything. It's all mix-mashed of stuff we saw in the original film.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's pretty much 10? My number 10.
All right, my number 10 is Chips. Here we go, and this whole big... Every year we get these movies where we're taking classic TV shows and we're turning them into these raunchy, low-budgety comedies. I like to call them low-budgety because they don't bring nothing to the table but fart, dick, and sperm jokes, which can be funny depending on who says it, but overall, they're overused jokes in every fucking comedy we see today.
Yeah.
I'm not a comedy hater. It's one of my favorite genres. It's just, I just feel, and trust me, you're going to see a lot of comedies of this year, just like last year. It's just it's getting old. And with Chips, you had what's his face,
Dax Shepard.
Dax Shepard. He made it was his movie, and I will tell you right now, him and Michael Pena. I like Michael Pena, and he's actually had some like standout roles, like where he's funny in, like the one we saw this year with 12 Strong. Even though it was not a comedy, he can throw some comedy in this. But with this one, it's just they were throwing around fart and dick jokes, and I just wasn't getting into it.
I wasn't either, man.
It was so low budgety looking. I was like, and not one fucking line was laughable.
No, the only comedy I got out of was their police chief they were talking to.
Yeah,
and plus also it was just
or anything.
I didn't either. It was just such a fucking low grade movie that didn't even really need to go to theaters either.
Yeah, it could have just been like Netflix release, man.
Yeah,
but that's mine. I'm not gonna go into too much detail. It's a piece of shit. Number 10, Chips.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. And then my number 9, which keep in mind, this one, he kind of went more into detail of, so I kind of leave it to him, but I will say number 9 is Kidnap. Now, this is a film that I didn't see in theaters because I thought, okay, it's another one of those type of movies where it didn't even last long. I actually read a production. Apparently, this movie was made by a company that was going bankrupt, and they had to release.
Yeah, I'll go into more detail on that.
Basically, this film was a lot worse than I thought it'd be. It's got horrendous acting from Halle Berry. It's just, it's your run-of-the-mill just kidnap movie where she's trying to rescue her son. And the movie is so, shot so poorly to the point that I was like, man, did they really it felt like they were just, I could take a camera and go on my fucking, on the highway and start filming on there, because that's what it felt like. It really didn't feel like I was watching something out of the fucking theaters.
I know.
It was, I didn't feel any tension. The villains were really, incompetent and stupid, and they could easily be caught into the point that you really didn't even really feel like you were in danger. And
I'll go into more detail on that.
He'll leave you that, but overall, I put it low on the list because there were other films I thought were worse, but it was definitely fucking bad. So,
all right, my number 9 is another comedy piece of shit, Snatched. With
God.
Amy Schumer and bringing back Goldie Hawn to the big picture. And this is a film about two girls. Pretty much it's self-explanatory. The mother and daughter go to this other country. It's in South America. They get kidnapped, and they get kidnapped by these dealers, guys, these criminal drug lords or whatever the hell they are. They don't even tell you anything in this film. They're just bad guys. That's what they are. Just call them bad guys. That's how low budget this fucking movie is. They're bad guys. We're gonna kidnap you because we want to kidnap for you for ransom, and then that's pretty much the movie right there. That's what the fuck. I'm already not a big Amy Schumer fan at all. I do not find her funny, not one bit. I think she has no range. She's not funny. She's not even a good actress at the slightest bit. Now, I will give her credit on one film where she played a small role, and that was in Thank You for Your Service. That blew me away, she played in that. I will give her praise for that. But that is about enough as I'll give her, because her comedy is terrible. And I will tell you right now, she wasn't the most annoying person in this film. I was blown away on how bad Goldie Hawn was.
Oh.
She was worse. She plays a mother who fucking cries the entire movie. Wah, wah, wah. I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. Right. And I was pulling my fucking hair out. I was like, God damn, Goldie, what happened to you?
Right?
Get back to fucking go back to the closet again and come back with something better.
Go back to Kurt and then Overboard.
Let Kurt Russell continue doing movies. You go ahead and be, until you can come back with something better. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you right now, she fucking was, bad. The plot was just blah. Get kidnapped, we keep breaking away, and keep getting caught, keep breaking away, keep getting caught, keep breaking away, ending. And another person that really annoyed the fuck out of me is a guy I actually find funny in some films like Neighbors and Neighbors 2. But he played in this film, and his name is Ike something.
Ike Burnholtz or something like that.
He actually was pretty funny in Neighbors and Neighbors 2. This film, though, he was the second annoying motherfucker in this film. He plays a dude who's a mama's boy who's like, no, my mama said. No, my mama said.
God, I'm like, one of those.
Yeah, I'm like, he goes, yeah, I'm going to roll you guys. Yeah, CIA, I'm going to come in there. And then he's part of the task force. Like, they're going to let somebody fucking dorky motherfucker or a civilian help them look for it and wear a CIA uniform and stuff. It's just really out of this fucking world, stupid. And there ain't nothing. The villains don't even... who are they? They're dumb. It's a stupid, and not only that, they have a dude from Law and Order.
Christopher,
yeah, he had some small funny, but other than that little, the small part he was in, and then he fucking falls to his death, which was retarded. That was pretty much. I was like, okay.
No, this
movie was almost a complete blah to me. So yeah, I'm not gonna go any more detail. Don't watch it. It's a piece of shit. Number 9, Snatched.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that Amy Schumer is also, I hear she's one of those comedians where she actually steals other people's material. Mm-hmm. So that's probably another reason why her comedy sucks.
Yeah,
but I haven't really seen it, so I can't really say anything.
Okay,
but. All right, fair enough. And then my number 8 is, well, this is a controversial one because he gave it more than I did. 47 Meters Down. Now, this is a film that I'll admit that from the previews, I didn't think I think I was probably kind of looking forward to it because I actually do like the fact that we're bringing more.
I don't want to get blocked.
I like the fact that we're getting more of these like these shark movies coming back and stuff. Like a couple years ago, we had The Shallows and everything.
Yeah.
And so I like the idea of them having to do this where you're in this kind of like, tank and you're going in the water and stuff.
Yeah, we're getting another one called Meg this year.
Yeah. And I can honestly say that I was bored out of my fucking mind with this movie. Like, I understand this film has its fans. Hey, if you like the movie, cool.
I'm glad. But I did find it to not be as bad as, but that's, everybody's got subjective, what they feel is a bad film or good.
I felt like, to be honest, Mandy Moore and the other chick, I felt they were the two worst parts of it because they annoyed the piss out of me. And I felt like most of the film is just them stuck there in that fucking tank the whole time.
I will give you Mandy Moore. I didn't find her, that great. But I will agree with you on the ending. I don't think it's a bad movie, but that fucking ending really dropped the ball for me on scoring.
Yeah, because it tries to play out one of those endings where it's trying to be kind of like a psychological kind of thing.
How about this? If it would have ended the way I thought it should have ended, where you thought they were saved, but then she just drained it and just dies. Wouldn't that have been like a more like ambiguous like closure? Like they never made it.
Yeah,
I would have liked that. I
actually probably would have gave it more, but the fact that they changed it to where they get fucking saved, I'm like, oh, that was too much. Convenient that they would find her like that.
And the reason why they did is I didn't tell you, but the reason why they did that, as of next year, we're getting a sequel called 48 Meters Down.
Oh.
So,
well,
yeah, that's the reason why they saved them. I don't know what they're going to do with those people, but I know they are doing a sequel called 48 Meters Down, which comes out next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I forgot to tell you about that, but...
All right, but yeah, I'd say I was mainly bored by it. And plus, a lot of the shark attacks really didn't work for me because a lot of them were off screen and shit. And I felt like I just really just wanted the movie to pretty much end. I wasn't really into it.
Okay,
so
that's your number 8?
Yep.
All right, another comedy. Oh, shit. No, I don't hate comedies. It's tied for my favorite genre other than horror. But I'm sorry. I'm going to bash them if they until they can fix them. Number 8. Bad Moms Christmas.
Oh.
Now, this movie's first movie came out last year, the Bad Moms, and it made my list too. And it was a horrible comedy. It was like number 8 or 9, I believe. I forgot.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but Bad Moms Christmas, this is a sequel to the first movie that came out a year ago. And basically, this is one of those where we're getting a lot of these this year, where you get the comedies where it's a sequel and you bring your parents into the movie.
Kind of like they do with Daddy's
Home 2, which, by the way, I do find underrated because that was actually pretty funny, thanks to Mel Gibson mostly. But
yeah,
I still find that to hate it. But anyways, yeah, Bad Moms Christmas, it does the same thing. I'm already annoyed with the fucking cast anyways from the first movie. What is it to add annoying moms to this role?
Yeah,
and that just made it even fucking worse. And the fucking moms complain and cry and bitch and men and they're trying to get this, like, they're fighting over, the mom's a strict Mila Kunis's mom is like the strict rich fucking dumbass, like a bitch, or like a mean ass bitch, and she's pretty much like trying to like run her life in her own home and stuff. She's like the really like stuck up snotty, and pretty much they're kind of like a whole moms go at it, daughters go at it. And I mean, what can I say? It was not funny. If you want to check out my reviews where I actually go into more detail what pissed me off, go ahead. I have a written review of it on our Film Phreeks page. But I mean, there wasn't much to it. It's just a dumbass, like, this is what pissed me off from the first one. This one does it a lot. I can remember this one. The part where they do a lot of slow-mo walks and they're going... Yeah. And then they're knocking cups out of people's hands and then punching just bystanders. Is that fucking supposed to be new comedy?
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be funny?
It just seemed like they just rehashed the exact
And then they do the whole jumping on the Santa going...
Yeah.
And to actually hear people laugh at that shit, I'm like, How's that funny? What's funny about it?
I know. I don't get it.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't get that whole slow-mo. We're seeing that with comedies where they do that slow-mo and they're beating everybody's ass, but you think, oh yeah, you're going to jail, and they never go to jail or get in trouble. It's like, what was the point of doing that?
Yeah.
And that's what they do a lot in this film. I count like 3 different 5 to 7 minute slow-mo stretch scenes. Yeah. They're doing that. I'm like, come on. And it's a shame because I like that one chick that played in Step Brothers, the one that was fucking,
the wife,
the wife fucking. He's like, oh, your hair. I do find her funny, but she's done bad in both Bad Mom movies. Yeah, because she's playing the same woman. Horror. I'm gonna drink myself. I like to do drugs, and I mean, it's the what kills this film is the cliche. Everything is so unoriginal in this film. I mean, I can't really explain it.
I saw bits of the first one, and from what I got...
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble remembering. There's a reason why it's on my bad list, because I can't remember the motherfucker that great. But I can remember what I just told you if you want more detail. I just know that it was a piece of shit. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And unfortunately, it ends with them possibly doing a Bad Mom's Vacation, a 3rd movie. Oh. And that's probably coming out a year from today, and that's going to annoy the fuck out of me. Yeah. It ends with them going, how about we go to Las Vegas? And then that movie's over. I'm like, oh God, no! Because I sacrifice myself to watch these movies. So
well, I had to dodge that bullet, man. Because I haven't even seen. I've only seen bits of the first one, so I had to really watch them.
So that's number 8 is Bad Mom's Christmas.
Fair enough. Now my number 7. Ooh, Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. Now, keep in mind, I actually enjoy a lot of the other Resident Evil films that the movies are based off of the popular video games and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yes, I will say that as a video game adaptations, they are flawed as hell, but they're entertaining. This one, oh no. This one, to me, this is the absolute worst. This is actually the one that sticks out, kind of like I described the Saw films. I kind of skip because it's so fucking bad.
Now, I can't really go into detail. I didn't go see this movie, and that happens to be because other than the first one, maybe a little bit with the second one, maybe a tiny bit with the third one, basically the first one, I really have never gotten into these films. I thought they took too much action-oriented for me, and they just went really balls to the wall crazy with them, and just throwing it out of, like, it feels like they're all anthology-ish feel to them, so I really gave up after I think I gave up. I went and saw the first and second one in theaters. The third one, I think I watched it like on Redbox, and then the rest of them I haven't seen. I gave up on them.
Yeah, I'll say that
I can't judge.
They're all the rest of them. They're all like entertaining for me because as their own action films that are kind of taking stuff from the games, I enjoy, and I like Mila Kunis. So I mean, she's really the one that kind of holds the bit.
Isn't it?
Or, I'm sorry, not Mila Jovovich.
I was about to say
Mila Jovovich, who it really carries this film together for me. Yeah. But with this one, no. This is the absolute, like, big fuck you to the rest of the films, because this film tries to basically tie everything up. Oh, no, it doesn't, man. It basically, it has some of the worst action, even compared to the other ones, because these other ones, you could see what's going on and stuff. Mm-hmm. This one, I was getting like a fucking headache and even watching it in 3D too, and I don't get headaches in 3D. It probably didn't help that, but I was like seriously, like my head was nauseating when I left the theater.
And the sad thing is he had to drive 40 minutes, 30 minutes to get to the nearest theater.
Because my fucking theater here where I live at, it didn't have 3D, so I had to drive where he lived at.
Yeah.
So I kind of regret that now because I would have been better off watching 2D.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And I'll tell you right now, I think, and because it's getting a reboot, thank God, that and Transformers, which are 2 recently films that are horrible franchises, I am so glad they're both getting reboots. So yeah,
but to me, like, this film was basically a big fuck you to the other movies because it doesn't end. It doesn't end at all like it's trying to tell you, and the fact that it tries to promote itself as the final chapter was just more of like they did with the Friday 13th films with the final chapter.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, don't be expecting them to really tie up anything, because it doesn't. And not just that, but also I was just like counting my watch, like, oh, please fucking end already. So yeah, this is actually one that I'm actually kind of really hoping they do better if they reboot it.
Yeah, so. It does need a reboot, and I think it needs to get more grounded with the more haunty like some of the games where they did with a lot of haunted housey.
Yeah, like
how like like woodsy and all that stuff. I feel like they need to go with that more atmosphere.
Yeah, kind of like the 7th.
And kind of like really don't go action as much as like you used to.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what killed the franchise for me. But anyways, my number 7, Rough Night, another comedy. This was the worst comedy I saw last year. Knockoff at. If you guys remember the Weekend at Bernie's, this was a knockoff of that.
It seemed like it from the trailers.
Yes, it was.
I haven't seen it yet, but
this trailer had us believing that these girls were going to go around town with this dead body, and it was going to be this crazy adventure. And I was like, that actually sounds pretty interesting. It was far from that. I feel sorry for Scarlett Johansson here. I feel like everybody around her is probably the most painful, annoying comedy I've seen. Like I said, last year is the worst comedy I saw last year. But I feel like everybody's performance was beyond bad. I mean, fucking on atrocious to where they actually make her act bad.
Oh, that's really bad.
I have to tear into Scarlett Johansson because she is so bad because she having a hard time working around these people. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I like that bigger girl. I forgot her name. She's blonde girl. She was in Fist Fight.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
She started out funny, but I think she's playing that really cliche, kind of like almost like Melissa McCarthy started doing for a while, where she's that cliche big girl. I do coke. Yeah. I'm like, oh my god. This girl annoyed me, but she wasn't the most annoying. The most annoying was Caitlin McKinnon. Oh my god, man. Oh my fucking god, she was... Oh my god, dude. She's playing an Australian, and she talks American throughout this whole film halfway because she can't keep the accent. And her accent is insulting. It's not like I can't, get the accent down. She can't. But it was insulting Australians. Because it was more like she was making fun of them than trying to act Australian. And, dude, I really wanted to fucking go in there and like, stop, motherfucker, stop! And I was like, fast forward to, like, I looked at my girlfriend, I said, fast forward when you see her, please. And she said, don't worry, I will. And we didn't, though, but I was like, when she came in, I was like, la 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 la. Like, dude, she was like, so fucking bad. Alright, so you already get my point of the cast being terrible. Okay, the story is this guy dies getting a lap dance, giving Scarlett Johansson a lap dance, and he bumps his head and he fucking dies. And you think they're going to go on this big adventure, trying to get rid of the body and all that stuff. They literally just stay in this fucking house the whole movie.
Oh yeah. That's what threw me off in the trailers, because the trailers make it seem like they're going to town and all that shit.
They actually cut a lot of that out.
Oh, fuck.
So it's just in this place, the one I saw. But anyways, they do attempt to try to like throw him out in the ocean, but he flows back. And pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much the movie. And then you get your typical villain, you like, that was one of our drug dealers and stuff. It's another drug dealer movie.
Of course it is. Yeah. Every comedy always has one of those.
And it takes place in Miami. Yeah, it's the same shit. And that guy was not originally a dancer. He came in there and he got mistaken as being a dancer because the girls thought that was the guy that they ordered. Yeah. And he was only a drug dealer who was lost and he was trying to hide.
Oh.
That's basically the fucking movie. And nobody was funny. It was dick, fart, wiener, booby, ass jokes. Like your fart stinks. Just like, yeah. And like, he's got a nice dick on him, I'm sure. I'm like, it's not funny. Now, I will say that maybe out of one thing that kind of like made me chuckle one little bit, Demi Moore's in this. And she's with the dude from Dawn of the Dead. Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, that one businessman dude. He plays on a TV show.
Ty Burrell, I think.
Ty
Burrell or something like that.
Their neighbors who are kind of landlords are kind of watching over the place. Yeah. And they have sex fetish. That kind of made me chuckle. But they're only in it for like a couple minutes. Oh. But they did make me chuckle, and I was hoping they would save the film. But they weren't in it much. This movie has no redeemability whatsoever, so I'm not going to go into more detail other than it was the worst comedy I saw last year and for a while. So number 7, Rough Night.
Yeah.
Or should I say Fuck Night? I'm going to really love the title of this next movie.
All right, so we have Number 6, I have Rings. Now, talk about a film that... Yeah,
I'll talk about
this one. The first movie...
Too long of a making.
Yeah, too long to fucking bring out. The first one I enjoy. Second one... it's forgettable at best. I was hoping 3 would at least kind of bring back that approach again with the whole, videotape thing and kind of doing something with it. Oh, fuck no. It's jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, jump scare. Fucking annoying ass characters throughout the whole film and, really changed the rules, so to speak, from the rest of the film, especially how that dude fucking survived longer than that girl did. I was like, what the fuck? How did he survive longer?
Yeah.
So, man,
they just should have never made it.
No, this was one of the most completely pointless sequels I ever fucking watched.
Yeah.
And I was so infuriated. It did help that our audience was so fucking bad, too, when we watched it.
Yeah.
Like, our experience watching it was so bad, so it didn't help either.
Yeah.
So, you've already heard our tirade with that, so not really much to go into detail, but...
I'll probably go into detail here in a little bit on it.
But that's pretty much my impression. Like, it was one of the most unnecessary, sequels ever made.
Yeah.
So...
That's your number 6. All right, my number 6 is Geostorm. Talk about the worst disaster film I've ever seen. Geostorm. This was the worst. It is. I'm sorry. It is the worst disaster film. It's the Gerard Butler where he pretty much the chaotic weather's been going on, and we used this pretty much satellite thing that's kind of circled around Earth that's kind of blocking these storms for causing catastrophic storms. Somebody hacks into the system, malfunctions, and Geostorm hits, and everything starts to be you're talking about 10-mile-wild tornadoes, 150 below zero. You get the picture if you've seen it. Yeah. It's just pretty much your disaster film. But this one is a different kind of disaster film, which I thought on paper sounded smart because it's cool that you can take a hacker and turn it into weather. Yeah. A hacker can make bad weather.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But it was a waste opportunity because Gerard Butler, his acting was really bad in this film. The fucking plot was drawn out, boring. Had some of the worst CGIs I've seen last year. Probably in any disaster film. This was on par with sci-fi.
Yeah, as far as Sharknado, but...
And not only that, they don't even focus a lot on all the cool weather shit that could have happened.
No, because most of it... here's probably another problem with the film, the main problem.
He might as well come and join on my talk because he's a number 5, which is his next. So
yeah,
you go ahead and
my number 5 is Geostorm, but
AKA Geo shit.
But yeah, going back to it, basically the whole film is tonally fucking off. I don't know if this is supposed to be a comedy, a fucking mystery film, a fucking political thriller. Yeah. The movie is so all over the place. You can't even tell what the fuck they're trying to do with it.
And like I said, Gerard Butler is really bad in this. I think this is one of his worst movies I've seen him in. And like I will say it, I said it twice, I'll say it again, it is the worst disaster film I've ever seen.
It's definitely, as far as the ones I've seen in theaters.
The theater ones, I'm not going to go sci-fi. Yeah.
It's certainly probably the worst one I've seen. This to me is just something that, not even that, it had also bad marketing. There was nothing that really led up to the film.
It kind of reminded me of 2016's marketing of that Max Steel. That really got nothing.
That really had a month or so before it came out, so 2 months, and it finally got a trailer. I was like, God.
And you can kind of see who the villain is the whole way, who's causing all the hacking. Right. Whenever it gets towards to where you got to start guessing the villain, you already know who it probably is.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
This was a film that just...
And Ed Harris is in this, and he was the only thing that I like him in, because he's Ed Harris. I like him anything.
Yeah.
But he couldn't save this film.
No.
So, yeah, it's a piece of shit. So, that was my number 6, and
he jumped in. 5.
He jumped in for number 5, so I'm going to go straight to my number 5. Transformers: The Last Night.
Oh, boy.
What the fuck? I don't know why I should be bitching this, because other than the first movie, which was still average, they've all been this bad. But this one takes the cake as the worst of the franchise. What the fuck? All that promoting. This was typical Bay. shooting shit that don't edit it right, annoying fucking robots, a fucking big villain that's supposed to be, should have been talked about long ago and should have been had a lot of screen time because it's the Thanos of this fucking universe, is in it for fucking 2 minutes, really.
That and the whole fucking mismarketing of how Optimus Prime doesn't even become a villain. The fact that he's barely even in the fucking movie like the other ones, where he's in space floating the whole time, and then he comes into...
You're led to believe that they brainwashed him and he's going to be doing some bad shit to people. He does for a couple minutes, but that's... doesn't happen because he's still floating like a turd in space for like an hour. And then you get the most annoying girl characters overall. Mark Wahlberg really dropped from the fourth one, even though I don't really care for the fourth one. He fucking went potato in this one.
Yeah.
I want to say this is probably one of the worst performances I ever seen Anthony Hopkins do.
Yeah.
His acting was fucking not himself. I'm like, are you all right, buddy? Do you need to go and see a doctor?
Right.
Are you okay? Because that ain't Anthony Hopkins I grew up on. You really look like you've never done a movie before.
Right.
These kids are annoying in this.
Especially the ones at the beginning.
God, the girl.
Kids, you want to see a dead robot?
Yeah,
just
from Boys in the Hood, I think that was from.
Yeah. And then you have the girl who actually is cut away after like the first 20 minutes. She doesn't, and then somehow she magically fucking shows up.
What's that one guy that played on Neighbors, the black guy? What's his name? He was pretty funny in Neighbors and stuff. Him and that girl they did a whole marketing with them too, telling us how great this movie was going to be. Remember?
Yeah.
They did that whole marketing where they came on TV or YouTube or trailers of movies we went and saw, and they're like, you got to go see it, the best Transformer, and you see how it all concludes and this and that and this and that. And I walked out, I was like, yeah, your movie fucking sucked dick and it was the worst of the franchise.
Right.
I said, you managed to be worse than Dark of the Moon and Revenge of the Fallen.
It didn't
How
help.
did you manage to get that bad?
Either that this is now the second time I've had a fucking headache after watching the third film. The third film gave me a headache, but this is the second Transformers movie that gave me a headache.
I walked out and I was like,
yeah, my head was nauseating.
I was blurry. I was like, I had a migraine where I was kind of like Ray Charles reaching and stuff like for the door. I'm like, dude, help. I'm like, I need a fucking pill or something. Like, I need to go get some aspirin. This shit fucking was so painful. I was doing this in my seat. I'm like, come on, end. I'm like, this movie ain't ending. Because it was a long fucking movie.
And the thing, Michael Bay had the comments say, oh, it's the shortest one. Bullshit. That shit was like, what, another 2.5 hours?
Fuck yeah. But I don't want to go any more details. Everybody knows it was scum fucking piece of shit. It's the worst of the franchise. And I'm glad to hear, hopefully it's true, it's fucking done.
No, we have the Bumblebee spin-off.
Oh, the Bumblebee. But Michael Bay is apparently going to be possibly be fired from continuing on, hopefully.
This is one that deserves a reboot.
Yeah, it needs a reboot. And Michael Bay needs to stay about 1,000 feet from it. And somebody needs to get a restraining order when they make the reboot.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, it's my number 5.
Well, and my number 4 is actually Last Night, so I'm not going to go into detail like
you should have done.
So
yeah.
My number 4 was Last Night, but to conclude, avoid this film like the fucking plague, because basically now, at this point, Last Night is now considered, basically, that was the first film in the franchise that actually didn't do well domestically. Unlike the other films that made millions, this is actually one where the audience is. It seemed like they finally caught on to how shitty the franchise has gotten.
Yeah.
So they're actually doing better now.
Yeah. Yeah, my number 4 is Rings, man. Yeah, this is talk about a movie that was it was a movie that was long waited. It should never happen.
Yeah.
Like, it waited, 10 years, 12, 13, was it?
It was about, I'd say 12.
And it suffers from really your cliche paranormal films. And it's, really just the cast is annoying. I remember Vincent wasn't even that. He annoyed the shit out of me in that movie. He wasn't that great.
Well, that's the second film.
Yeah, really bad.
After Chips.
Yeah, I know. He's weird sometimes when in his movies. He'll do a good movie. He'll do 10 bad.
I feel like Arlie Emery's come out and say, Private Pile, what the fuck you doing?
Private Pile, what the fuck you starring in?
All right.
But anyways, yeah, it's just, this is a trilogy that they want to bring back that hasn't been, that was big in the early 2000s that I thought they could make. It was a cash grab.
Yeah.
And it failed miserably. It was soft. It didn't do nothing new. It was boring. It was blah, 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 ending. You talked about it more than I did. So, yeah, my number 4 is Rings.
Fair enough. So,
all right. Now, this number 3, him and I can do a duel on this one because my number 3 and his number 3 is The Bye-Bye Man. What? All right. You take it off on this. I'll let you.
So this is already a trailer of a film that I wasn't even anticipating. Now, keep in mind, we were going to go see this in theaters when it came out, but we had some other films we were checking out and stuff at the time, so we didn't get a chance to. From the previews, I was just thinking it was going to be like, okay, are they fucking remaking Candyman? Because that's what it looks just like. You know, what the whole legend thing with bringing somebody back, or the whole Bloody Marys thing.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I guess we're getting the shitty version of Candyman.
It looked like more like, I'll tell you right what it was. It was fucking basically, Sinister, I'm gonna steal your man, Tommy Wiseau. Come here and put makeup on, and then fucking just stand there like a lump in a log. And that's basically what the fuck it was, dude. Because it was a carbon copy of the Sinister dude. Yeah. Tommy Wiseau was in that motherfucker. I thought he was gonna say, "Oh, hi, kids." Like, seriously.
Right?
I knew this movie was doomed. How many of these paranormal films have made Fs?
A lot.
If you know me and watched my reviews, you would know that there's 2 things I tear more apart than anything. Shit, dumb comedies with fucking wiener jokes, which is pretty much 90% comedy, and it doesn't hold up. I mean, it's the same shit every movie. And with $2 scripts that are boring. And PG-13 soft $5 fucking script slasher paranormal films. Those are 2 things that you'll notice I'll have like 5 of each on my worst lists. And it's because I'm going to keep doing it until they can make good movies.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. This was due from the start too, because it's a PG-13 slasher film, and you can tell because this film was edited like fucking mad. Like a lot of times when you see the death scenes and stuff, it's like, the fuck, you clearly had an R rating going here, but you didn't want to show anything.
But it suffers your cliche, stupid cast that are fucking painfully annoying as hell. Yeah. Especially when that had that fucking thing going on where that dude's fucking a dude. Keep seeing him fuck his wife or girlfriend or some shit. Which I don't really get what it's trying to fucking do there.
Well, because it's supposed to like manipulate him, like it's brainwashed him.
Yeah, brainwash him. Is he supposed to become violent?
Yeah, or
kill
something.
a guy or something?
Whatever.
You say bye bye man, you know, then this thing's after you, it kills you. It's like Rings. I'm looking forward to you in, whatever. Yeah. How many days? Yeah.
Not just that, but the like you were saying in your review, it seemed like this film had more to do with the fucking Bye-Man's dog than it had to do with him himself. Because the dog was like the more the main part.
But yeah, that's Bye-Bye Man is number 3, and that's his number 3.
Yeah, but I'm yeah. Fair enough. Now, my number 2 is a film that you didn't see, but it was actually something I watched with my girlfriend on Redbox that we rented, because out of curiosity, because she likes horror films, so we decided to rent it together.
Yeah.
We watched a very low-grade movie called The Ice Cream Truck. Now, from the cover, it makes it kind of look like... You ever seen that movie, The Ice Cream Man, from the 90s?
Yeah. With Clint Howard, that was actually a good... cheesy fun,
yeah. The cover of it kind of makes it seem like it's going to kind of go for that approach, and so I'm like, all right, let's check it out. Whoa, dude! Despite how much fucking silly the Ice Cream Man was, because I remember watching that movie, this film was like the boring, like $2, like Sam's Choice version of that shit. Like even more low grade. It's like the shit that comes out of your ass that hangs out the whole time. And basically, this film is about a woman who moves into this suburban neighborhood, into this new house and stuff, while she's waiting on her husband and kids. This time, the whole time, she's meeting, like, new people and everything there, and then there's, like, this creepy ice cream truck guy that comes around and stuff. In the most obvious ways, because this film doesn't feel like it had a fucking script. It felt like everything was so improvised, because there's conversations that happen in this film throughout the, like, 90% of it, where it doesn't even feel like it's scripted. It's all, like they're having just improvised conversations, like, hey, are you gonna do this? They act so nonchalant, like nothing's fucking happening. Not just that, but the fucking Ice Cream Man was, like, the most cliched, and so, like... this dude doesn't even come across as fucking creepy. In fact, there's other characters in the film that come across more creepy than that dude. That come across like more unintentionally creepy. Like these people that keep showing up to this woman's house and shit. Like this one guy who shows up and says, "Can I install your things in there?" Like, I'm like, that should be the fucking ice cream man. This ice cream man who got him was just like, he's like, "Would you like to come inside? I'll show you my ice cream." I'm like, dude, you are not fucking intimidating. I don't know who the fuck casted you, but you are not fucking... I'm like, what the hell? You know? But, and not just that, I shit you not. There are 2 scenes in this film where it felt like the director just wanted to call timeout. And he actually has a scene where the killer, like, kills somebody. And then he goes to the bathroom and take a piss for 5 minutes. He actually calls a bathroom break where the camera just sits on there for like 5 minutes and nothing's happening. I'm like, what the fuck? And then there's also an ending part where this girl escapes from the ice cream man. And she's like walking in frame for like 5 minutes straight. I'm like... fucking do something already. This movie is so, like, padded out.
Yeah.
I mean, God.
Oh, so that's your number 2.
That was my number 2. That movie was fucking... And even my girlfriend, she even agreed that movie was fucking terrible.
All right. So, here's my number fucking 2. And he brought this up way earlier, and he just wanted me to talk about this. It's Kidnapped with Halle Berry. What the fuck was that, Halle Berry? In fact, I wouldn't be surprised it ruined your career. That's how bad this fucking movie is. This movie was... I want to tell you right now, without the number 1 we're going to get to, I almost... there's a reason why I didn't do it, but I almost had this tied with the number 1 film of last year's worst, because it is that fucking bad. Yeah. This movie was a movie where, little backstory, went bankrupt. It went through like the company that made the movie, and then it got flushed through like 4 different companies, and each one of them were getting bankrupt, and just like, hey, here, you want our toilet paper, you want our shit, here, you can have that. That's like, nah, that's stupid and all that. And then that director that pretty much followed because he wanted his movie being made, they didn't want to work with this dude again after he made this. It was so bad. This is a film that was actually the one copy I saw, because they released it where it was fully rough cut. And if you don't know what rough cut is, it's basically your first draft. And they released it as is, like that. And you had scenes where she's on the highway and you hear dun 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 music playing, and then you see her wheel and it stays on it for 5 minutes. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This has got to stop. And there's parts where, like, this killer guy, I mean, they look like they went to local Walmart here in the hillbilly Podok town here and fucking pulled some toothless fucking hillbilly dude and his big old hillbilly wife, and then fucking say, hey, you want to act? Right. I'll give you guys $50 or a line of Coke or something. And then they're like, yeah, we'll do it. And well, anyways, that's how low budget these are. I've seen some low budgety villains. Right. This is low budget. This is like, this ain't B rated. This is Z rated.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
This is negative Z. You put a negative 0 Z on front of it. God, it was so bad. And there's parts where, like, these scenes just drag the fuck out. Where, like, you get the part where he's just staring at her and she could have, like, ran him over. Game over. The movie's over. Right. He just stares at her and it goes on for 5 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, I see bad movies, but this feels like there was no editing done. It was just like, here, first draft. We ran out of time. Can you just put that on a DVD? And just, these scenes don't make sense. I guess I have to tell the fans I'm sorry. That's what it was. It was just like nothing makes sense. Yeah, I know. No editing, nothing. I mean... Well, and not just that, but at the beginning, they spend like, almost 10 minutes on extras the whole time? Yeah, all these extras, the beginning. Really, like, what the fuck? We get these extras that are not part of the story, and they're eating pancakes and shit like that, and all this stuff, and this scene goes on for 15 minutes. I'm like, where's that dude gonna come in and play in the story? And why are we dealing with his fucking pancakes? Give the dude pancakes, because the dude won't shut the fuck up. Right. Because it seemed like she kept going back to that table. I'm like, I'm like, God damn, this movie. I don't understand how I actually saw some reviews, positive reviews for this. I even saw his copy where it actually really they went and back and redid it again and recut it, and it wasn't so much as a rough draft. But all right, it gained a point. Really, where is people finding A+ out of this? I don't get.
I don't know. A lot of people,
because this is Halle Berry's worst acting in her entire career. She was like, and you can see her pushing the tears out. Cut. Give me water. And then she's like you can tell, like, it is forced acting, and it's bad.
Yeah.
Because Halle Berry's a good actress, and what the hell was she? She's acting like she's never done this before.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
She looked very unorganized in this whole film, but I don't blame her. And there's parts where, like I said, back to the editing issues. We get a scene where, like, she's like, the killer's like threatening to kill her kid if she don't get off the highway. And then they build up on that. So she gets off the highway, and then she gets back on the highway 2 seconds later. What was the point of doing all that?
Right.
And then, explain to me why is the killer not cutting that kid's head off when he said he's going to do it? Oh, now you can follow me, even though I just told you 2 minutes ago, don't follow me.
The fuck? Yeah, I mean,
I hate that we're running out of time on this because we don't have a charger of his camera. I want to keep going on more detail, man, but holy shit, dude. There's a scene where that's when she gets off to go follow him after the killer told her, don't follow us. And she gets back on, follows, and it starts panning out, and it pans out, and it pans out, and it pans out, and I start seeing the atmosphere. It's in Louisiana. You see the womp, and then her car, like the sky cam, and it keeps panning out, and I'm like, are we going to space?
All right.
Did they take the damn camera to fucking the space shuttle and fucking say, hey, we're in Mars? And then I thought Earth was going to be like, that small. It kept going up, and it was going on forever. I'm like, I'd never seen a movie be released as a full draft. Like first draft. I'm talking about where you throw your notes together and say, I'm going to make this as a movie. And, you got a lot to do other than just your first draft because it's clumsy. And he just said, fuck it, that's a movie.
Yeah.
And then the villain's ending and then the acting, like, huh? And then they get in the car. And it just feels like repeat. And then it feels like, Halle Berry gets in like 80 car crashes in this movie, and at the end of the movie, she has a fucking dent in her fucking bumper.
I know, she didn't get a fucking scratch.
I've done seen you flip that son of a bitch 6 times. I've seen you hit a woman, which I don't get how that happened, where the woman gets up and goes, ow. When they did the slow-mo of her getting hit, boy, dude, it looked like it broke her in 20 pieces. Right. And she gets up, ow, I'm like... And then she had a fucking little scratch. Girl, you got hit 80 miles an hour head on, and it crushed your face and skull. Why do you only have a scratch on your foot?
Right? Not just that, but that whole scene was like 5 minutes long of her trying to get out of the car.
I know.
Like, what the fuck?
I don't. And then the ending, they're like, oh yeah, she was a hero and saved 88 kids, and she is now being dubbed the hero of this area. Goodbye. It was like some radio dubbing her or something when she beats the villain and the cops show up.
It's like, we already knew that. You don't have to fucking tell us, radio.
I want to go more detail in this film because this is one of those films I wish I would have did a video review on. This was beyond, what the fuck was this?
Yeah.
We're short for time, so I'm going to have to cut that out. But yeah, my number 2 is Kidnapped. Now, here's our number 1 worst film of 2017. Both of us have it as a number 1.
And our number 1 movie is Phoenix Forgotten. Talk about a film that, to me, is probably one of the worst found footage films I have ever seen.
Worst found footage. Oh, yeah.
It is.
Worst
now,
found
we
footage
said Unfriended
ever.
was worse, and believe me, this is slightly better than Unfriended. With that being said, it's still fucking painful. Like, this whole film is boring as shit. You're talking about a film that builds about, it has concept that could work with the whole UFO kind of sightings.
Yeah, I actually dozed off like 4 or 5 times in this film.
I did too.
And this has got some of the most, and I was just talking about how bad the acting was in Kidnapped. It's on that level bad. Yeah. It's another film that's got acting that bad. Only this time, these kids have more excuses because they're never acted before. Halle Berry doesn't have excuse.
Yeah.
What she gave us and Kidnapped. Well, anyways, yeah. And then It's about the Phoenix Forgotten, the UFO sightings and people going missing and all that stuff, and then they're going to find out they're doing their own thing, and it's all in like 90s cam, which was pretty cool. The only thing that was okay, but this film was just a point of blah nothing. It was just like you walk around the camera, I show you some shit in my backyard, my woods, I'm telling you there's aliens gotta be in my woods. Oh shit, there's an alien right there. Oh shit, no, it's not an alien. Whoa. Oh, look at that. And then the ending is gone, and then it tells you for the next 10 minutes how the movie ended. And Johnny went to this one, and he went white, and he punched the alien in the jaw, and it was in text.
It was all in text. If you remember a movie called Devil...
2 minutes.
If you already had a movie called The Devil Inside, that movie pretty much ended the same kind of way. You know, and this movie was everything. It was boring with the whole fucking documentary feel, because about the first 20 minutes, I was like, okay, this is okay. But as it went along, it kept getting more boring.
But yeah, Phoenix Forgotten was the most pointless film I've ever seen made in years.
I was too, man. And now we could be saying that, oh, why is this number one? Well, for one, it was an unfinished film because that dropped in more points. And two, I felt like this film shouldn't even be fucking made.
I felt bad because he actually bought my tickets that night. And I almost feel like I owe him money plus fucking interest.
Yeah.
And I feel like I should get insurance from the damn movie theater.
Exactly.
Hey, where's my money?
And not just that,
you need to pay me $20 to see this.
That's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of reasons why we put. If you want to check out more of our review, you're welcome to. But yeah, because the film also made it to where it was unfinished, that to me dropped it so much to the point that at least the other films at least had an ending. This doesn't get a fucking pass for that.
Nope. But yeah, Phoenix Forgotten was the worst film I ever of 17, and one of the worst films in my top 50 worst of all time ever made.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, for those of you who have also seen some of these movies, let us know in the comments about what you thought about it, and let us know what your top 10 worst or your worst movies of this will be on 2017. And for those, if you like what you see here, you can feel free to like and subscribe to our channel and check out some of our other reviews here at filmphreaks.com. And we'll be seeing you in our next review. We'll see you later.
Later.